Hi, I'm Gordon from Camera Labs, and this is my review of the Instax Mini 41, Fujifilm's latest camera to use their hugely popular Instax Mini film. Launched in April 2025, the Mini 41 produces credit card size prints using a fully analog process. These eject straight away and gradually develop before your eyes in about 90 seconds. The camera costs around $99 or pounds, while Instax Mini Film costs around $20 or £15 for a twin pack of 20 shots, and that works out around $1 or 75 pence per print. Fujifilm sells two types of Instax cameras: hybrid models like the Mini Evo seen here, which have digital sensors, screens to review the images, storage options to save them, and also a built-in printer to make a physical print only if you want one. I've got a review of this camera if you're interested. Meanwhile, the new Mini 41 falls into the second camp, a fully analog camera with no sensor, screen or storage. Open the body to load a film cartridge and you'll see the back of the lens, which directly exposes the film before it then pops out the top. It's a simpler process which is not only cheaper for the body, but one that some people actually prefer, as you can't always predict how the prints are going to come out, and each one is going to be unique. They're not stored digitally, so the only copy you have is the one in your hands. If you do want to share them with your phone, you'll need to take a photo of the actual print. The Mini 41 on the left is the follow-up to the Mini 40 on the right. Both were designed for those who want the low price and simplicity of a fully analog instant camera, but with a more serious look than the traditional Instax Minis. Note the Mini 41's new curvier body when viewed from above, the different grip texture, and the two-tone colour scheme. Now, it's all down to personal preferences, of course, but I really like how the new styling looks. Now let's keep the Mini 41 on the left and pop the more fun and frivolous looking Mini 12 on the right, where the difference in body aesthetic is clear. Which do you prefer? But look a little closer at the details and you'll notice the viewfinder window, the flash, metering sensors, and the lens details are all in exactly the same places, confirming that the Mini 41 is essentially a reskinned Mini 12 with the same features and quality. So you're basically just choosing which exterior design you personally prefer, although the Mini 12 will also come in a little bit cheaper if you're looking for the lowest possible cost option. Like previous models in the entry-level series, the Mini 41 is powered by a pair of AA batteries housed in a compartment on the grip side, and they're good for about 100 shots or roughly 10 packs of film. Fujifilm includes a pair of disposable alkaline batteries to get you started. Round the back you'll find a large door for loading the film cartridges, although do check the window first for a yellow mark, which means you've already got one loaded. If you do, a counter towards the bottom right of the door will tell you how many shots you have left. If the counter says S, you're safe to open the door and load a new cartridge. Just align the yellow mark with the one on the camera, push it inside, then close the door. Next, switch on the camera by twisting the lens barrel, then push the shutter button. This will eject the initial safety sheet, which you can then dispose of, and then you're ready to go. After loading a new cartridge, you'll notice the counter on the rear indicates that you have the full 10 shots remaining. The major difference between the 41 and the 40 before it is how you actually switch them on. The Mini 41 employs the same twisting barrel as the Mini 12, so one twist will power it up and extend the lens for general use, while a second twist will extend it further for close-ups or selfies. Compare this to the previous Mini 40 seen here, where you'd push a large button to extend the lens and power up the camera, before then manually yanking out the lens further for selfies or close-ups. The twisting control comes from the earlier SQ1 and makes the Mini 41 easier to use than previous models, just like the 12 it's based on. To frame your shot, you can either use the simple optical viewfinder when you're behind the camera, or a small mirror to the left of the lens when you're shooting selfies. At first glance, this would appear no different to the Mini 40 before it, but in a useful upgrade, the Mini 41 inherits the parallax correction of the Mini 12, where the viewfinder adjusts when you set it to close-up mode. This allows you to more accurately frame subjects at close range and avoid them appearing off-center on your print. Now, it's not perfect, and in some cases your printed subject may still be a bit off-center, but it's certainly an improvement and means fewer wasted prints, which is a good thing. Switching the camera into selfie close-up mode also reduces the power of the flash to minimize overexposed subjects, at least those at close range. As for the lens, it's the same as before, 60mm, which on the Mini format delivers coverage equivalent to around 34mm. That captures a mild wide angle that's ideal for general use from portraits and selfies to buildings and landscapes. Again, as before, the camera can focus between about half a meter to infinity, but twist the lens into selfie or close-up mode and the range adjusts to between 30 and 50 centimeters. Make sure you've got it on this mode when you're doing a handheld selfie. As for exposures, the Mini 41 remains fully automatic like the 12 before it. Both employed a fixed aperture and automatic shutter speeds between 250th and half a second. As before, this is adequate for general situations, but it will struggle under very dim or very bright conditions. As before, the flash fires on every single shot to provide a fill for nearby subjects and is fine for illuminating people or other close objects in darker surroundings, but don't expect to see much in the background of, say, a dimly lit club or a dusky landscape. And at the other end of the scale, the Mini 41 still overexposes bright outdoor scenes. I took it out around Brighton in the UK in spring towards sunset, and many of the outdoor subjects were a little bit overexposed. And remember, this is in the UK, so do beware of using any of the analog Instax cameras under very bright daytime conditions. It's frustrating that Fujifilm still hasn't fully addressed this limitation, as having only a slightly faster shutter speed could resolve most overexposures outdoors. I guess they don't mind you wasting your paper, but so far it affects all basic Instax cameras, so at least you're warned. Here's a few more shots with the Mini 41. The photo quality is unsurprisingly identical to the models before it, albeit with the benefit of better exposed selfies and more accurately framed close-ups. These in turn at least should reduce wasted prints. Overall, the Instax Mini 41 may be no more than a reskinned Mini 12, but that still makes it one of the best budget Instax cameras to date, especially if you're into selfies or portraits. I really like the new body design, more serious and technical looking than the Mini 12, but more modern than the Mini 40 that it replaces. The print quality may again be essentially the same as previous models, but by reducing the flash power and adjusting the viewfinder when set to close-up modes, the 41 will minimise washed out subjects and inaccurate framing. I also like the twisting barrel, which makes it easier to power up and enter close-up mode. On the downside though, you will still suffer from overexposures under bright daylight conditions. But if you mostly photograph, say, people or keep outdoor scenes to dimmer conditions, you should be okay. If you love the Instax format, there's 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. First, what's your preferred shape? Mini, square or wide, as each camera or printer can only use one type. Second, would you prefer the predictability and easier sharing of a digital hybrid camera like an Evo, or the lower cost and simpler approach of a fully analog process where each print is unique, like the Mini 41? And third, would you be better served by the ultimate predictability of an Instax printer instead? These portable wireless machines will print any photo stored on your phone, including those transferred from a higher end camera. Instax printers are fully predictable and you only print exactly what you want, making them the more sensible choice for some people, but conversely less fun than the cameras. But do note that some of the hybrid digital cameras can also double up as wireless printers, giving you the best of both worlds. Only you can decide, but I've got reviews of them all on my channel, and if you do opt for a budget camera that takes the Mini format, then the Mini 41 offers a more serious looking alternative to the Mini 12. It makes a great gift. As always, there's links to check the latest prices below, or to shout me a coffee if you found any of this review useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.